Dun, 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 dun. So, just so you know, I'm here in the kitchen and I've invited you in for a Costco, Whole Foods, grocery haul. So we're gonna be quick because there's ice cream in here, just saying. Over here we have the Costco Bounty. We have 2 bags of Late July. There were 2 for $6. What? Feeling a little bit on the cherry side. Looky, organic, $3.99 at Whole Foods, because this is where we're at, is Whole Foods. Hi, Mary Jo. How are you doing today? Or Mary Joss. It's all about the Nadamu. Oh, mint. Did I mention the air conditioning's not working right now? I'm not going to be able to get a technician out here until tomorrow between 11 and 1. Just saying. It's a good thing. Oh, by the way, I put this amazing blue chamomile moisturizer on my face. It's like silk. It's Evan Healy, one of my favorite brands. So, put this in the freezer. Oh, and while I'm in here, I'm going to have some kombucha too. All y'all want to get your booch on? That's what I'm going to be working on today. Got lots of booch to make. So, this is Beyond Meat. They're sausages. And this is really rad. Have any of you out there tried these? This particular Beyond Meat, I have to turn it upside down for you, your viewing pleasure, has very limited ingredients. It's not too bad, actually. I know that there's other versions of meat product, or let's say meat replacement products out there. A lot of them have soy and wheat in them, and I can't eat them for sure. This one is soy-free, gluten-free, and no GMOs. And it's 16 grams of plant protein per serving. So here are the ingredients. Water, pea protein isolate, refined coconut oil, contains 2% or less of rice protein, fava bean protein. That is a bean, like that white bean. And it says potato starch, salt, fruit juice for color, vegetable juice for color, apple fiber, methyl cellulose citrus and citrus extract to protect the quality, and then a calcium alginate casing. So if you know about sausage, and they use like usually the organs to create the sausage casing, this is using a plant-based. So again, Beyond Meat. If you've tried this, please let me know in the comments. And also let me know in the comments what your health and fitness goals are. Where are you at on your journey of wellness, overall mind, body, soul connection? Do you just eat because you know, whatever you crave, or do you actually listen to your body and try to feed it the nutrients and the nourishment? I mean, we're all trying to figure out our way along this thing we call life. So I think this goes in the regular refrigerator. I'll put that in there. And then I have a favorite Rebel drink. Tom knows how much I like these. They're 2 for $5 at Whole Foods. So if you get to Whole Foods, it's actually a pretty good deal. They're $2.50 a piece. Reishi mushroom, because I love shrooms. The benefits of mushrooms are amazing. Mushrooms are like power-packed with vitamin D. We're normally not getting enough of that to begin with. And vitamin D, yes, comes in the form of sun, and you have to be careful about what you put on your body, because that will filter out or absorb whatever it is you put on your body even more. Because you have to remember, when the sun is also penetrating your skin, it's baking whatever's on top of it into your skin. So it's really important whether you're soaping it up, what kind of soap do you use, what kind of moisturizers do you use. All that's really, really like key to whatever your body's absorbing, because your skin is your largest living, breathing organ, right? So you have to hydrate. Chocolate, who can ever get enough of this chocolate? And this only has a few ingredients too. Check this out. So we have coconut milk, water, coconut cream, organic coconut sugar, cocoa powder, organic acacia fiber, which is really, really good. If you look it up, it has some pretty rad benefits. Organic vanilla extract, pink salt, organic reishi mushroom. That's the part I like the most. And then it also has this stuff called organic quilaya. It's an extract, and stevia extract. Hi, Karen. And so, yeah, this stuff's good. I'm actually going to take a little sip before I open up my kombucha. I have a vanilla blueberry kombucha off to the side right now. I really like these when they're a little icy in the freezer. And I tend to dilute these. What I'll do is I'll go and I'll pick up some of the, what's it called? I forgot the name of it. And my thing is falling, so I'm going to lift you up a little bit. We are here to uplift, support, inspire, and empower one another. So if you have not yet introduced yourself in the group, the best thing you could do to make my day today would be to ninja flip on over to the group, introduce yourself, and tell us all about you. Tell us a rad story. That's the stuff that lights our fire. Like literally, I mean, the whole reason we created Radiculously Rawthentic was because it was about just using the power of the internet, power of social media to draw in the people that need it, who also will be there for you and each person that comes in. We love you. And I don't just say that, by the way. So, I have this really rad setup up here. See, I just tweaked it a little bit, so we're gonna make it a little bit more optimal. And if it starts moving, it's all good. I'll move this way, and if it goes that way, I'll go this way, right? So, and this is another, okay, I can make this stuff at home, but sometimes it's a matter of convenience. If you're on a budget, I really want to recommend that you buy things in bulk, because bulk will save you in the long term. It's really easy to get caught up in, oh, I'll just buy a little this, a little bit of that. And what that ends up doing is diluting whatever your excess funds are. And I've had to budget. I've also had money just to throw away like water. And I've noticed how easy it is. And in my past, you know, my friends will tell you I'm a very generous person even when I don't have a lot of money. But sometimes I know others out there are going through the same situations where, what am I going to do from the next paycheck to the next paycheck? How am I going to make it by? And believe it or not, when you buy in bulk and you stock up on certain items that you use regularly, you can save so much more money. Doing a little bit of shopping around for the best bulk items, the best products that you utilize. You know, there's some places that I find are key finds on the internet, so you can have it delivered so you don't even have to get in your car. So that saves gas, that saves car maintenance and insurance too, because then you're at home. But also because in the long run, the majority of our staple, if we're eating plant-based, you go to a market, believe it or not, most market people, they're very generous too, and they're willing to work with you. And depending on where you live, you get produce that's in season, it's fresh, right? Invest in yourself. I've heard a lot of people who say, I can't afford to buy organic. Well, if you can't grow it yourself, which in itself is a lot of time and energy, but it's also very rewarding, right? There's this exchange of energy with the earth and also what you receive. But also because you can invest in those main things and then bulk it up and have that on the side. It really is a matter of prioritizing and making yourself first. So we have Kite Hill, chive, and jalapeno. Have you tried these? Have any of you out there tried these? These are almond nut based. And so the ingredients are very minimal. I'm getting a little sweat on my brow from the heat in here. We have almond milk, water and almonds, jalapeno peppers, salt, enzyme, xanthan gum, guar gum, lactic acid, and cultures. That's all that's in this one. In the chives we have, again, the almonds in the water, the salt, enzyme, chives, vinegar, xanthan gum, locust bean gum, guar gum, white pepper, and cultures. Simple things. It's really not difficult to make. You get the right probiotics, you mix it in with some nuts. One of my favorite nuts to use, honestly, is macadamia nuts. And mostly because it's there's a little sweetness to it. They're a lot, obviously they're going to be more expensive, but to me, I feel like they give more like richness and flavor, and also I feel that they're higher and more beneficial in nutrients and minerals. Ooh, I forgot. When I look in the fridge, there's always like a surprise of what's in here, right? So, let me think about this for a second. I just realized something silly. You know, what is today? Today is Monday. It's the first day of the week. Sometimes we gotta like kind of bring ourselves back to reality and life, because that's what we're doing. Hi Marcy, how are you, honey? I got my mom's ashes in the mail today, so I've been a little bit preoccupied with memories and thoughts. So reality check, struck home again. That's basically what transpired. So we went to Costco and we got, I was feeling some raspberries, which I believe were about $5. And then we have this golden cantaloupe. Cantaloupe. I love saying that in Italian. Cantaloupe.
Which reminded me, I'm going to eat the one that you prepared for me. Which is in here, you think?
It's in the bowl.
This one?
Yeah, in the bowl.
This is it?
Yeah. I want to see how they taste. Because they always taste different when you put them in the fridge and they're cold than when you cut them.
That's straight candy.
See, I cut those up the other day for Mr. Ninja.
That's cool. And we probably had that melon for about a week before you prepped it, huh?
No, we had it for a few days. Because I had just gotten it at Costco the last time I went.
I'm gonna try. It's probably really good, huh?
It's sweeter. Maybe this one will be better. It's not bad.
I love that taste.
I'm sorry, I think I cut your head off.
Golden honeydew, y'all. Nature's candy, the best ever. So I'm gonna eat this. I probably won't eat it all, but this one does taste a little bit not as sweet.
Yeah, and I bet you when you get to the bottom, because the liquid's down there, it'll be sweeter down the bottom. That's how that always works, right? So I did tend to move this just a hair because I was trying to get also some counter space in here. But look, this is the blueberry kombucha. In the midst of all of this, I'm going to, happy birthday, by the way, darling. Who am I looking at? Karen, darling. Thank you for being such a rad star sister. I love you. Happiest birthday blessings. I hope you're having an amazing day. Fellow Lioness Leo, I see. Nothing better than the courageous, open, brave heart of a woman lion, right? Hey, that's my tune and I'm sticking to it. Us lionesses and lions out there, we know we are loyal to a fault unless you really get under our skin to a point where it may be hard to come back out from underneath that, right? But when you got us, we're there through thick and thin, right?
Buddy wants hugs. Come here, bud. Can we give him a banana?
They're in, you want to grab
Look
one?
how thin Buddy looks, y'all. So what do you think he's been eating since we've been back from Omaha? Bananas, sweet potatoes, chia seeds.
Oh my! See what I mean?
Chia seeds.
He's not picky. He'll eat the whole skin.
Sit down. What do you all feed your dogs? Do you feed them pedigree, expensive dog food, or just real food? Let us know in the comments section. Yeah. Buddy. He's a maniac on that stuff, huh? Come on, bud.
This is what we deal with in the house with the doggy dog. He's so funny.
Love that banana.
He is like so sweet. Like he just jumps and gets up on in there. When he wants his bananas, he is all over it. It's
What
so
are people
funny.
saying they feed their dogs?
I haven't seen anything just yet. It's hard to see the comments right now. I can only see like the underneath of it.
I really want to see what people are feeding their dogs.
This is blueberry. We are preparing food for humans. Don't worry. Stay tuned. We're just getting started. We're doing the grocery haul right now. This needs to go in the freezer to make it a little colder. Who all out there, what are you drinking in the heat of the summer? What is it you drink to keep you nice and hydrated and cool and refreshed? I like to stick things in the freezer so you get like a kind of an icy glass, but also, you know, a little bit of like slushiness to it, because that's yummy. So these are organic Costco, $5. Tom has to have his cauliflower roasted veggie pizza.
That's my third time that I've gotten this. And what I like to do is last time I cut up some mushrooms and put it on top. And it's very, very good transitioning food. Every time I see it, I buy it, even though I don't need it. But if you all like pizza, you get 2 of them in here. You get them at Costco. And add your own vegetables as well. And it's delicious, y'all.
It has part skim, low moisture mozzarella cheese. It has Romano and Parmesan cheese blend in there. It is gluten-free. It's a cauliflower crust.
That's kind of a key sales point, is for gluten-free cauliflower crust. You haven't tried it, have you?
No, I opted out because of the cheese. Otherwise, I would have jumped on it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I get phlegmy. I eat mostly plant-based. Once in a blue moon, when I have to adjust my diet, I may add eggs. If I am in Europe and I know I'm getting some direct source, certain things like yogurts, I may partake, but it's a very rare occurrence, and I haven't done that in a long time. I actually haven't traveled in about 3 years. So, and usually probably about once a year I may or may not, and I've had fish. So like in the past 3 years I've probably had a little bit of fish. Like when my dad caught a fish, I tried a taste just because. But you know, I really found that over the course of my journey, to be totally dogmatic and to judge based on labels it divides people more than it unites them. And if you want to inspire somebody to move more toward plant-based living, you also have to be realistic. You also have to be authentic and honest, and not judge and preconceive ideas of what you feel you're doing should be what others are doing. I do have to admit, in my past, I've been known to be very extreme for myself. I went hardcore raw vegan for many years, and I felt amazing. So I know what it feels like to feel like crap because gluten totally tore my body up. If you're suffering with things like anemia, autoimmune disorders, it's typically the food that is keeping you from absorbing stuff. But I'm not here to tell you what you should or shouldn't eat. You got to figure that out for yourself. And so for me, in my journey, I know what has worked for me. I know once in a while I have to make adjustments. Try going to Omaha, Nebraska and staying 100% clean. It was almost near impossible and very difficult to find decent food. Found one place that I could eat that had food that was more to my standards, and that's okay. And most of the stuff was picking it up and trying to figure it out and make it on my own. You know, we do the best things for ourselves when we can. So, back to this. We have Tom's eggs, because Tom and Buddy do consume eggs. And again, it's part of everyone's journey. Hey, I have eggs once in a blue moon. I like eggs. I just don't eat them all the time. So, honeydew, how do you do? La 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 la. Anyway, back to, we got kombucha in the fridge. We got hummus. Now, if y'all haven't had, this is probably the most optimal hummus I've found when I've bought in bulk. This particular, when I go to Costco, for example, I don't do hummus a whole lot because I do find it does kind of cause me a little bit of belly, like inflammation, a little bit of lag on stomach digestion, and it can cause baboofas for those of you out there that got issues with flatulence. Let's just be real. I love chickpeas. I absolutely do. This is very simple ingredients the way hummus is supposed to be made. Organic chickpeas, water, organic sesame tahini, organic sunflower oil, organic lemon juice, organic garlic, sea salt, and organic cumin. Hey, they use lemon juice. Do you know most of them out there, they're not only using canola oil, which is a GMO, but they're also using citric acid, which is not citrus. Citric acid comes from the corn, the GMO corn, most of it. So just be informed, just be aware. It doesn't hurt, you can consume it, but notice what it does to you. So this is what we get when we want what we'll call quick and dirty stuff to grab in the refrigerator. Oh my goodness. Something sticky on the bottom. And we like Costco because we can get a lot of things there in bulk. And we got some pistachio. Pistachios are great to munch on. Very nutritious. In fact, I may just open some of this up now. I'm feeling a little nutty. How about you? So again, where are you tuning in from? Hi, Haley. How are you doing today? Okay, we're going to need scissors for this one. What's your favorite nut? Let me know in the comments. And I'm not talking about like me as a nut, because I can be nutty in myself. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you are. Almond joys. I like to play with different things and just change the show tunes into something else. So I always loved pistachio ice cream growing up. Do you have a favorite ice cream? Pistachio is pistacchio in Italiano. How many out there speak Italian? Capisce? Hey Maria, how are you, beautiful? I am crunching up some pistachios. Oopsie. We don't want to lose these down the drain. So I'm also going to be making kombucha. Tom's going to come in and he's going to play in the kitchen. And we're going to make up some rad recipes. We're just kind of doing a frenzy of kitchen prep.
I don't think I've tried these ones.
Oh, you got that one that had the mix, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Hi, everyone. Hi, Marlene. Lana's about ready to do some kombucha.
I got 3 big bags of Kirkland's organic sugar because this is what I utilize. And these are 10-pound bags. They run about $8 a bag. And what I do is I keep a couple extra bags on standby because I go through it pretty quickly when I'm making kombucha. These are so good. The salt makes you want more. And Tom decided he wanted to get this mixed berry, date pop mixed berry organic fruit and nut super snack.
Yeah. So read the ingredients on that. When I saw that booth there was $6.99 and the ingredients were pretty good. We could half the ingredients and make our own, and then I'm gonna do a review on ours versus theirs, but pretty decent.
Organic dates, organic apricots, organic cranberries, which include the cranberries, organic apple juice concentrate, organic sunflower oil, organic cashews, organic sunflower seeds, organic blueberries, which include blueberries, apple juice concentrate, and the organic sunflower oil, organic pepita seeds, which are pumpkin seeds, cherries, and coconut and sea salt. So that's what's in this. And we've made several different variations on super food bars and things like that. It's just, again, we like to play. I think we might even have something like that on the meal plan, but I don't remember. So let's see. Some of this stuff needs to go in the refrigerator. Don't want any of this to go bad since the air conditioning's out. I hope you all have air conditioning wherever you are if you're in a hot land. We have to wait until tomorrow to get it fixed. And Tom said he was melting the other day. Oh, I used to live in Maine. I used to live in northern Maine. Went to school up in Hodgson, Holton. Oh my gosh, these are so good. I love you too, honey. Maria, you rock. We love our Rad Stars. So this goes in the fridge. The cherries and the raspberries go in the fridge. Ooh, we gotta be careful because apparently the raspberries are leaking.
Do you like the seeds that go in the raspberry, the really hard things?
Not so much.
It's hard, like in a smoothie, to get them like blended so smooth and nice where you don't have the seeds. But you must really like the taste of raspberry. Is that what it is?
You know what's funny? It was when I was a kid. I used to like raspberry jam, but I didn't like the seeds. I liked the flavor, but I didn't like the seeds.
All right, so you're doing kombucha, right?
Yes.
You're like really behind on kombucha. Is that the story?
So before we ended up finding out about my mom, I had just finally caught up, and then we were gone and came back, and I'm now at least a week behind, at least. These are the things that happen with life, right? Hi, Cindy. How are you? Let us know in the comments what you're up to today and how you're keeping cool in the heat, the summer heat. Do you have a favorite refreshing drink that you like to drink? Cherries? What's your favorite seasonal fruit? Alrighty. I'm trying to find space in here. You want me to pull out the celery and everything for you?
Yeah.
And you want...
Actually, why don't you just pick out whatever you want me to juice?
Just in case you're wondering, we have a full fridge. We have spinach, arugula, celery, cabbage, kooky cucumbers, lemon, because I know we're doing lemon. I got bok choy in here.
Should we do some ginger?
Yeah, I'm going to have to cut that up for you, darling.
Ooh, Mary likes blackberries.
Oh my gosh, more in Italian. When I lived in Italy, we would actually go foraging for blackberries, which is pretty rad. I'm going to pull just one stalk out. You're going to do a full stalk probably, huh?
Yeah.
And we still have some in this thing, this crisper. You have to tell me if this is any good. You can probably just throw that in there. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff we got to prep today, so I figured this was a great day to let's just get in the kitchen and start doing whatever we got. Black cherries and almonds. That's a great combo too, even with chocolate, right? So celery, very beneficial, especially for men and women, of course, but you know, a lot of the different foods that we have, sometimes we take for granted we need to have more of. Okay. My favorite part to munch on with the celery is the center, because it has like a sweet bitter to it. Hi, Indra, honey. I'm praying for you, hon, and your friends that are going through the surgery. I saw your post earlier. I want to say to everyone out there, I don't know if it's just me because of my mom passing, but it feels like everywhere I turn, someone is passing, someone is dying, and it's like, it feels like mass exodus of people and souls. Is it just me? So just letting you know that all of you who are going through what I'm going through, I'm keeping you in my prayers just as much as you're keeping me in yours. It is crazy. I mean, it can really set you off on like comfort food stuff too, like reaching for stuff that's not healthy. Tom was eating his boogers earlier today. I don't know.
I did. I was picking my nose, which I think we all do, but I typically don't eat my boogers, and I actually ate a booger, and I was like, why did I just eat a booger? It was this really strange thing. I was zoned out.
But I want to say, I know it wasn't long ago, we were having a conversation where I said, do you remember when you were a little kid, did you eat your boogers? And because I know I did. And you didn't think anything of it, because little kids don't think of that, right? You could say, ew, that's gross, but you all secretly probably did it at some point in your life. Just admit it.
Cool, so we got cucumbers and celery.
You got apples, too.
Definitely do some apples, because you got those Granny Smith apples. We could do a very, very large batch. Maybe do 4 32-ounce mason jars.
Those are under the, yeah. I'm cleaning off the celery. And the cool thing is we've actually done this already, but you can juice and use the pulp afterward to make something.
Yeah, the Crispies, the crackers you make, they're delicious, right? In the dehydrator.
So I'm not going to worry about cutting all of this up too much because we're probably not going to use it. You just throw it in there.
Okay.
If that's, I'm going to clean up the ginger for you. I'm going to just put a whole big...
How many of you all juice? And if you do juice, have you ever won one of our juicers? Because we've given out a bunch. But what juicer do you use? Do you use kind of a higher grade one? The Green Star? Do you use the Breville? Let us know what kind of juicer you all use.
Sorry, you're seeing the top of my head. I'm cleaning up the ginger. So, you know, being Monday and being the summertime, like, I know everybody's kind of doing something summery. Like, have you done anything exciting this summer? Have you traveled anywhere cool? Have you done anything different that you have never done before? Have you, like, kind of started crossing off bucket list items, for example? When I was driving up to Omaha and being reminded of our road trips when we were kids, my mom literally would be like, come on, girls, let's go for a drive. And we were in Holton, Maine, and we'd end up in, like, Missouri and then all the way out to Arizona. Crazy road trips. But we would do such cool things because we would go to the Merrimack Caverns. We'd check out, like, national forests and parks along the way. It wasn't like we didn't do anything. It wasn't like we just got in a car. My mom actually was pretty rad in that respect. Hi. Let me see who's saying hi here because I can barely... Hi, beautiful Indra. Hi, Shayna. How are you, dear? So ginger is really good for digestion, inflammation, immune boosting, anti-inflammatory, anti-everything, let's just say. Some of this is okay.
Did we have any ginger? Oh, that's it right there. Boom, perfect. No skin? You're like the best prepper in the world. If you all ever want somebody to prep your food, let alone like cook your food and prepare your food, I guess prepping and preparing. But prepping is different than prepare.
Yeah.
Because you can prep food and then prepare food.
Yeah.
Like the finalization. But if you want your food prepped, Lana's the one you want to do it.
We're gonna tilt this up so you can get a better look and you're not being chopped off over there, honey bunny. I'll do this. I'll just do a little bit.
You have that song in my head because you said it. Sometimes I feel like a nut.
I had some mantra in my head.
Mantra on my mind, mind on my mantra. I said it right that time. So I think that's gonna be it.
Or
Probably put a couple more apples in there.
oh, I didn't realize this. Sometimes when you go through your produce, you gotta like just double check. I was working one time in Bratislava, Slovakia, and I had gone to lunch with I had a translator, and I had a fly in my food, and I wasn't happy about it. And that was back in the day where I was a little bit more like, ew, I'm paying for this, send it back, you know. And my translator was like, oh, you should pay extra for that because that means it's fresh. And I didn't find the humor in it at that time. So what we're doing with all of this, I'm prepping so that Tom can go over here and juice it. I'm going to do this with the lemon. I'm going to take the skin off because ultimately the skin's no good for us because it's covered in who knows what kind of waxes and all. It's really unfortunate unless you have your own lemon tree, which we do in the backyard, and I'm excited because last year they were amazing. I have Meyer lemons, and Tom got me a key lime tree as well. Surprises me with all sorts of goodies.
Also with lemons, y'all, we've been playing with this product. This is 40 organic lemons. It's from Italian Volcano. It was $9.99. Definitely always go with the real food, just like this. Look how beautiful this is, right? And you can't go wrong with that because you get the pulp, you know, you get the essential oils and all that. But this is pretty good, you know. Don't you think this is pretty quality for an alternative or a bridge food?
Yes,
yeah,
of course.
It's cool, huh? For $9.99, you get 40 lemons up here. It's really, really good. I've been using a lot of it in my water and an alternative for salt. I just put it on something that I don't use as much sodium or salt.
And celery is a great salt replacement as well.
Yeah, for sure, huh?
Yes.
Lots of healthy sodium in there, right?
Mm-hmm. So buttons on your underwear. That was the joke when I was growing up is my sister would turn around and if you pause too long when you're like, so, my sister would jump in and go, buttons on your underwear. Did anybody else do that? So I talked to my sister earlier, and like I said earlier about, you know, we both received my mother's ashes, and it kind of struck home. She was saying, right at the same time we were talking, and my package was delivered when she was on the phone with me, she was saying that she saw this is the youngest, my youngest sister Lori. She was saying how she saw this beautiful butterfly, and she described it, and I'm like, that's the same butterfly that's been appearing to me every single time I go out in the backyard, and it's huge. So I said, oh my gosh. And we relate through those signs, and I said, that's Mom. She's showing up, just letting us know. Someone's in the hospital. Alyssa, kidney infection, honey, drink lots of fluids and water, lots of vitamin C because you want to boost. Stay away from anything acidic. Stay away from coffee. Stay away from any dairy, any gluten. Just juice.
How
this
about
right
beets?
here.
Beets too, right?
Beets, yeah, it's a high sugar, so you know maybe less sugar. I would go with something like this.
Yeah, this
because
is like a liver cleaner and
exactly.
a kidney cleaner.
And you want to like really clean those organs out because this right here.
We'll call this the what kidney flush just for you.
Yeah.
We've got like 100 juice recipes on the meal plan.
At least, right? I mean,
You can grab any type of fruits and vegetables and make a juice. Some pair better with others. Was that her that hurt kidneys or somebody else?
That was Alyssa said she's in the hospital right now and that she's asking for foods that are good for them.
One thing I noticed is that when you're in the hospital, they don't really have all that healthy food, especially when they take you bedside. Or as a visitor, there's zero healthy food there besides water, and who knows what that water is. So if you have a friend, have them go get you a whole bunch of green, real food and juice it. I mean, we're not doctors, nutritionists, or anything like that, but in my opinion, that's like the best thing to do, huh? So if you're in the hospital, I think it's probably the best time to do a juice fast. For real.
Serious. Yeah, during the time we were with my mom, we went down into the cafeteria. What was there, Subway? I mean, it was horrible. The options were definitely not what we would call optimal. But, you know, that's where you have to be creative. You have to be able to adapt and be flexible and find what is going to work for you. I think it's really easy when you're in those environments, and it's unfortunate. depending on the circumstances of whatever you're in the hospital for, to eat stuff. Oh my gosh, your temperature was 104. Honey, when I was stationed in Korea, I had a kidney infection so bad. And the military is not really kind about or compassionate regarding physical pain, especially for, like, us women are really good at holding, like...
They say, here's a couple of Motrin, get over it.
I couldn't stand up. It was so bad, the kidney infection, I was doubled over in pain for 5 straight days. Do you know they put me on 24-hour quarters instead of putting me... And they could have put me on 3 to 5 day quarters. But they made me come back every single day,
yeah,
like this.
Sick call. That's horrible.
And in Korea, I had to wait for the bus and then get to, you know, it was an hour because the way the bus schedule went, it wasn't even convenient going from across the base. And I'm sitting there in there, and the first day they were having to put fluids in. That's when they bruised my veins because the person didn't know what they were doing. I have healthy veins, y'all. If I need to give blood or anything, my veins are popping out. That was a miserable time.
Yeah, sick call. I bet you it could be different, like if you can just call in. But I remember anytime, whatever sick call, you had to show up that next morning, right? And they did like another analysis, and they just send you right home.
Yeah, and then in other places, that was my second duty station. In other places I had been stationed, I didn't have that. I didn't get stuck on, you know, being forced to come in. They were a little bit more compassionate. But in Korea, they were mean. They weren't nice.
Is that all the celery we have?
No, I have more. I have lots more, and that's why
probably
I just
juice the rest of that.
Okay.
And that'll probably be good enough. Probably get 3 juices. Probably get about 100 ounces.
Oh, I will drink one down as soon as you do it, because that actually sounds so good right now.
Hey, you all. Let's play a game real quick. Facebook changed their algorithm. And right now, we want to see if y'all could share this video in 2 groups. Let's see if we can get 200 to 300 rad ninjas in here. So right now, I'm going to walk out, and I'm going to come back in 2 minutes. And all you do is have to share it into 2 groups. Maybe a kidney analysis group, a diabetes group, an obesity group, a juicing group, any type of group. A cancer
healing group, natural healing.
You hit share, and then you hit group, share to group, and then just do 2 groups. And then also when you hit share, you can scroll up and go invite. So let's test the algorithm out, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. And then I'll juice this. We'll put them in here, and then we'll put them in the fridge. I want to try that hummus too.
Oh, Stacy, thank you. My sisters are doing... I haven't spoken to Lita, the middle sister, lately. I asked Lori if she had spoken to her because I was a little concerned. I have texted to her. I've asked her how she's doing. You know, she was the closest to my mom, and the hard thing is this is her having to cope with mom not being there anymore. And I miss her and didn't even get to spend as much time toward the end. I mean, that tears me up more than anything, but because I love my sisters and want to make sure they're okay, it does concern me, but I know my sister's strong because that's just in her nature, that her community's going to really hold her strong, and I know that she has that. So I'm grateful in knowing that she has people to turn to trust and lean on. Yeah, and then share this into support groups. You know, we're all grieving something at some point in our lives, and we can all gain some wisdom from one another and share what it is we're going through. And thank you so much for your prayers, because truly, I mean, my breath has been short a couple times here and there, and I'm going to say a couple times. I've been catching myself where my breath gets shallow, and this is the most important thing. If you are not in tune with your breath, if you're not breathing fully, then you're cutting off your life support. You're cutting off this is your prana, you can't breathe. You can't live without breathing. I can't. Yes.
What happened?
I tried to get a breath. Ah, there it is. See, you came in and it worked.
Nobody shared this video. What you talking about, Willis?
Oh.
Okay, are we ready for the juice? Hey, I want to show these. Now, Lana ate these. We got these from the garden. Our garden pretty much died when we left to Omaha. And this is what we salvaged. was these rad little peppers. And Lana ate a whole one. They're really, really hot. Hold on, you want to eat another one right now? She can eat another one. She's going to eat this one. No, get a little one.
Bring it. Bring it. Mm-hmm.
Do the what waddle. Oh, yeah. Down, down, down. That's my favorite. It's getting hot in her. Was it hot?
What fell? An apple? We're dropping food all over the place here.
Now, we don't have any air conditioning, y'all. I'll be melting in here.
Thank you for sharing, honey. Woof.
Alright, so here we go. Grab your kombucha. Your kombucha ready? Ready for the kombucha? That's kombucha. That's heavy, huh? Don't drop it, honey.
This is a 2 gallon. I got some spicy chili going on. It is like a lawnmower, I agree. So this is...
Very careful.
You're good. Scoby time. It's pancake big time, like a big old piece. So what I'm gonna do?
I'm gonna let that sit, and then I'm gonna pour it in here, and then I'll finish it up in a little bit.
He's taking a break. Extra weed. All right, so one of the flavors I was thinking to make was with the melon. I can use some of that melon, right, hon?
Yeah, here. Oh, for your kombucha?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a melon flavor.
Yeah, a golden honeydew kombucha.
Vanilla.
You put the vanilla stevia. Oh, that'd be so good.
So, if you've ever watched me before, we're gonna have a little bit more noise in here, but that's all good. Hi, Shannon. This is the best lid for your Blendtec if you have a Blendtec. What kind of blender do you use? What do you like about it? What is your preference? I like my Blendtec, but it needs an upgrade. And it needs to be quieter and new pictures. So I have 2 of them. I have one that has the closing cover, and they're both industrial. They're both kitchen. They're meant for like shops and stores, and I did list them for sale. So I'm trying to get rid of them, and then I'm gonna get a new one, just because I'm done with the old and ready for the new. That's kind of my new motto. Wooden spoons only stirred in my kombucha, no metal. I already have the tea started over there. I do a blend of yerba mate, white teas, green teas. I was getting ready to use that for my... Oh, that's the other one. Okay, you're good.
You weren't gonna use it.
I didn't realize I moved it.
Yeah. What about the glass large
Here.
thing? Because what's gonna happen is I'm probably gonna fill this up 3 times,
Here.
and I want equal parts juice with the lemon, the ginger, the celery, and the apple, and that is perfect for this. What do we call this?
It's a pitcher.
Glass pitcher? You always got a pinky pot, y'all. I'm sorry, go ahead with your wooden spoon. Keep it up.
Okay, so I have a couple things that I use when it's kind of funny. It's just a little system I devised. It's my system. It's all good. I have a bunch of bottles over here to put it in. When I put them in bottles, when I divvy out my kombucha, I use a funnel and a strainer, because there's the kombucha SCOBY threading that gets believe it or not, it is a lot more than it looks like. I saw that. We're excited. Tom bought his ticket to go to Kauai today.
Yeah.
If you haven't already seen his video, make sure you're friending and following, supporting, and this Rad Ninja is gonna have lots of fun on this trip, and he's gonna create a documentary out of it, which in itself is gonna be fun to watch. Thank you so much, Maria, for sharing. We love you, we appreciate you, we value you. How do you pronounce your name? Vanessa Marquez? Beautiful. Let me know how you pronounce it. So I'm going to put the melon so we can blend it up. And then I like to add the vanilla stevia because it's going to enhance the flavors. First time I did this, I wasn't sure that it was going to be so good. And then I did, and I was like, why did I wait? And ultimately, you don't need a lot. But I probably will make at least, let's say 5 to 6 bottles of the melon, because I haven't made this in a while. Because there's juice in here, I'm going to pour the juice in because the juice helps. If you own a Blendtec, you probably already know. Oh, awesome. I'm so glad when I pronounce someone's name right. My name gets hacked left and right. I've been called Lana, Lana, Launa. It's Lana. Very simple. 2 syllables. Lana. Right now I'm going to make up melon with vanilla stevia. This is going to be for the kombucha flavor. And so if you don't know this brand, Amica, I really like this. It is very simple to get your vanilla flavor in without having... I mean, I use vanilla bean all the time too, like when I make coconut yogurt, but it's even better.
Can I see the brand name?
Amica.
Oh yeah, Amica. That one's on the higher end, isn't it? That we've seen?
Yeah, I like the flavoring better than the... there was another brand that we got. This is alcohol based, so if you are an alcoholic or like a really like hardcore and you're avoiding alcohol, this particular one is using certified organic alcohol. It's 6.9%. Just be aware of that, because I know people who are recovering alcoholics and they're okay with it, and some who aren't. Some who drink kombucha and some who swear it off. Like they say they can't have even the slightest bit of alcohol.
Okay, I need 1 minute.
And I'm gonna blend while he's doing his 1 minute.
Perfect. Good job. That opens up the lungs.
Oh my gosh, that smells so good.
I'm gonna put a red pepper in here.
I was gonna say, you should put a red pepper in there. Just throw the whole thing in there. We are gonna get it. I hope it went through. It might not have. I don't see it. Yeah. Wait till you smell this, honey. This will remind you of something. I like it when he goes into his memory mode with his senses, because it's way off from what mine might be. But that's the cool thing about having other perspectives, because again, my life experiences and Tom's life experiences are completely different. So what he may conjure up as a memory based on his olfactory glands, his smell, are just based on what his life has been like, and what mine is completely different. Smell that, please. What does that remind you of?
I don't know. Wow, it's really good.
And it's gonna go in the kombucha.
Let me have a little bit more. Watch out.
It's meant to be concentrated, so that's why it's strong.
It's so good.
I know.
It's like candy. Candy.
It reminds me of something in the cotton candy realm, flavor-wise.
That's so good.
It reminds me of...
It's almost like a Starburst. Moldo's. That could be like a Starburst square. That's so good.
It reminds me of something from my childhood. I haven't been able to... you can tell Lana does the dishes. Just saying. How did you know? How did you know, Robin? He rinses them. I clean them. It's a little bit of a joint effort, let's say.
Hi-ya!
Look at that color. Isn't that gorgeous?
Put that in your tummy, y'all. Feed your tummy this. You'll think differently. You'll act differently. You'll play differently. This is yummy. So, I don't think we just made enough probably for 60, 70 ounces. So, that's all good. I'm going to do this up, and then I'll let you play in here. I will come back in, and we got to try those chips with the hummus.
I like the foamy part. Anybody else like the foamy part? Am I the weirdo? I like to lick it all anyway. I want to see if it's got that spice kick.
Wow, that did not generate that much juice. You know, because typically I start with 2 cucumbers as a base. That was a elongated cucumber, but it didn't have any girth, so it was actually kind of a small cucumber. I mean, really weird. I mean, that will all sit.
This is also good as a salad dressing, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. Let's make a dressing out of that. Do you have any, but you don't want to mess with any oils. We can do an apple cider vinegar. There's some apple cider vinegar in there.
I did it the other day.
Let's leave that. I want to make a dressing out of that. Unless you want to eat it. I want to make a dressing.
Okay. I got just a little bit of a kick, but I want to drink some of that. So whatever's left over.
Yeah, you want to just drink this?
Here, just use a small cup. Because it doesn't, I don't see the point in dirtying glasses if we're not going to eat them. That looks like it was perfect.
You are going to love that good concoction. You prepped it. There you go, deliciousness.
All the love in the world.
And then I'll play with that and I'll make a dressing.
Clear us.
You can probably, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put, because I got these organic pickles, I'm going to put some pickle juice up in here with some apple cider vinegar. And then
You want to put that in the fridge or?
Yeah.
We're definitely very much aware of so I'm very attentive to putting things in the fridge when the heat is high in the house. Just like the bananas ripen even quicker. So I had prepped bananas the other day. And when what's left over on the counter is going to need to go in the freezer too.
So these are normally $7, right? And I got them for $3.50.
What's in those? I don't know. Cadia?
We've got organic cucumbers, water, distilled vinegar, calcium chloride, that's kind of a no-no, organic garlic chips, dill weed, organic gum, Arabic, organic natural spices, flavors. So I got 3 or 4 decent ingredients that will go in here. The garlic, the dill, we've already got lemon, cucumber, celery in here with some ginger.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Hi, Aisha. Aishea. Is it Aishea or Aishea? How do you pronounce your name, dear?
Keep playing. What you got going on? You got some
I was checking
kombucha?
out what you got going.
I'm just playing. You got some kombucha going?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. So what happens with the melon is you've gotta blend it up and pour it so you get an even disbursement because it separates. The pulp will sit on the top and you see the liquid on the bottom. And it changes when you make the kombucha with it pulpy or if you just strain out the pulp. I prefer all of it personally. Hi Connie, how are you? Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of curry in here.
So I'm going to put it back on the blender because it needs to be whipped up again. require much. It's just a matter of just making sure it's mixed well. So again, I'm making kombucha, flavored kombuchas, vanilla melon, vanilla golden cantaloupe to be exact, precise. And again, I go back to, I stir my kombucha, push the SCOBY down. It's kind of hard to see it from there, but that's okay. You get the idea. Hi, Kelly, honey. Kelly's been with us for a very long time. I hope you're having a rad day, sister. Alright, so smell-wise, smells good. I'm still in the clear for kombucha right now. Typically what I like to do, you don't need the compost thing, right? Is I'll take my lid and put my wooden spoon inside because I don't want it to touch anything or get dirty. And then I have this little cup that I actually spoon. What I like to do is sometimes I'll take just enough of a taster in the cup, and I don't touch my lips to it, but just to taste and see what the flavor is like right now. And you know what? You can use those juices and you can still make kombucha using juice. Doesn't really matter. You can make different flavors. It's really good, actually. I'm very shocked, but happily surprised. The kombucha is still in the clear. So we have these bottles, and I reuse the Synergy bottles, the GT Dave's bottles, because why waste? I'm all about glass. Tom's so cute. He's all happy with this.
That was a dope dressing.
I bet it is.
That was really, really rad.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
I would call it pickle dressing. It has a pickle flavor to it.
Yeah.
Flavorful.
In fact, I will save this for something else.
Alright, so my first bottle, and this will vary because I'm going to use this as a tester. I kind of have a measuring that I know how much to use. Usually it's about that much. I usually go around this little ring of the bottle here. This is a little bit more because it's the pulp. And then from that point, I'll take this and then I'll pour in the regular kombucha with the filter. Again, just to keep the strains of the SCOBY out. And we have the cup. So I just dip and pour, dip and pour. And it's so flavorful. Does anybody out there have a favorite kombucha flavor? I know ginger lemon's a very popular one. It's one of my favorites to make. I have some in there actually. Ooh, it's coming up to the top all nice and foamy. Does anybody out there make their own kombucha? Ooh, lavender. Yes, lavender's good too. Haven't done lavender in a while, but I've done rose. I have rose petals, and I like to do the organic rose. And to me, the rose petals give it kind of like this pink grapefruit or red grapefruit flavor to it. And then I've done it with some vanilla as well with those. All right, so we're coming to the top where it gets all foamy. Do that. Whoopsie. Sometimes that happens.
You want to move out all that over here so they can see? I think this is sturdy enough?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
We can do that. I'm kind of making a mess now.
Because a lot of that whole kombucha SCOBY thing is alien, like what out of this planet world. So if they see it,
you get a better perspective. Visual. And it also gives you like insight into what it is it looks like when they're making it.
Look at that.
Careful.
Yeah. have these sturdy enough, huh? Rather than, boom.
So, I have this thing about the stickiness. The ants love it. Never had kombucha. Oh, it's so good. Ah, yeah, this is the Yum Yum Kitchen. I like that one. So, because it was all foamy, I like to mix it in there and I'll shake it up. And it gives it kind of this greenish yellow color, right? So, let's see. Sometimes when you pop it open, and you got to be careful with these lids. You don't just push both thumbs. You got to also hold down with a hand. And so the foam, a lot of foam. It'll settle. You just have to be patient. So a lot of times I'll have them sit off to the side. I'm going to try a sip of this because it's a tester. Oh, that's good. That's going to be so good. Ah, be still my beating heart. That is really, really good. All right. That means I'm going to need more of these bottles, pop top wise. And I'm going to need to blend it up again. So I really don't need as much as I put in that first bottle. I can already tell you that. What I'm going to do is take this. I do a light whip on it because it's just easier.
I'm going to read something because I'm going to do a video either today or tomorrow. I saw this on Jimmy Fallon where they have like people come on there and they read tweets of people being negative. Like when we're on here, I noticed that you kind of did see a negative comment and you started talking about it. But I just want to show you just a quick glimpse of what, if you're front and center of what you go through. I typically don't do this, but I'm going to make a video where the whole video is me just reading this. And so I want to read this to you. And this is something that was in, somebody shared it in Namaste, and this is what they wrote. And I'm even going to say the name. Jamie McLaughlin. So they say, I don't know if it's the camera angle, lighting, both, or actually reality, but she looks sickly. By no means does someone need to be even half my size, but damn, some fat under the skin is a good thing. I honestly can't see the appeal in a skeleton. It just doesn't look strong and healthy. Just weak and fragile. Like those collarbones would break from a seatbelt locking just tapping the brakes. Don't even need to be in a collision. That's just like when I shared that fat shaming post. When I shared it, it really shows like what they just said. Now I'm going to assume that they are probably dealing with weight issues because they totally just projected on you.
You know what's funny?
And none of that is true. Like when someone calls me skinny, like writes that type of stuff, I'm like, high five, thank you, because they just.
Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, they don't even get it.
Thanks for noticing. You know the irony in that person is, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that the same person who also slammed you for that fat post? It is. And it's ironic that they're on that thread saying that.
Oh, I don't know that.
No, I remember the profile picture.
Oh, really?
And so I had gone, just because I'm curious, I do at least like to know what it is being said. And I'm not going to give them all of my attention. All I'm going to say is this person posted a screenshot of what was in the group from Tom about the fat shaming, but failed to put the PS. How does this make you feel?
Right. But the thing is that this is like a small portion of, if you decide to go front and center, we get hundreds of these, and that's why I'm gonna do a video and just do a whole video like that. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't really understand of all this type of stuff, and it used to affect me, but now I like, because remember there was a lady that came on here earlier that was saying, I thought you were vegan. So when it comes up like on here, I never respond to it. I act like I don't see it. But when you get messages after the fact, I'm gonna pick 20 of them out because they're absolutely wrong. Whether if they're talking about my child support, how horrible of a father I am, how deathly ill I look, just all of this stuff, and none of them is like facts, and it's like, yikes. Like I have never wrote an HATE comment on someone's thing. I've never went on somebody else's page or done that. So it makes me feel like how many people are really going through things, you know what I mean? That's why I don't go back at them, but I am going to start doing videos like that where it shows people the other side of what it takes when you are front and center.
Well, and we had this conversation the other day, and I was reminding Tom, I said, you've got to remember, this isn't about us and it being true or not true, whatever we're doing. when someone is making any comment or observation, it's an observation based on themselves, not about the person. Because if you just close your ears and look at something, it really is going to be based on your experiences. If you see the positive, it's because you look for the positive. That's more, like stand out for you. If you're looking for something to attack or negate or, just totally tear apart, it's probably because you're doing it to yourself. Where we show up in life is what's going on within us. I had to figure that out. Do you know how easy it was for me in the past to see myself as the victim and all the things that were being done to me? That this person did this to me, when in reality, all it was a reflection of what I was doing to myself. So I have total compassion. And if someone wants to say something negative, that's their prerogative. It's unfortunate, but I was raised with, if you have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. But if you ask for someone's opinion, also don't read into their opinion as it being negative or positive. If you're asking something genuinely, just be prepared that it is their opinion. Don't ask for something you don't want to hear. Like if you're going to attack someone for their response, that too is very important. So moving on to the kombucha land, because that's what this is about, right? Oh, who said I think I'm adorable? Janie, Suzanne, I love you. You're adorable too. You're gorgeous. Actually, all of our Rock and Rad stars are phenomenal. I love each and every one of you. If I don't get back to some of your comments, I want to say I'm sorry, because it is hard to keep up. It's just me and Tom. Nobody else is in here, answering, responding, posting, creating content. It's a full-time 24/7. This stuff isn't just doing it itself. I'm just saying. So, but we love doing this. We love engaging with you as much as we possibly can. And we created the group so that y'all could support each other as well as we can support you. So, we're going to fill up all the bottles. See, and that's what it really is about. It's being genuine and authentic. If I can truly say I love you, because it doesn't take anything away from me. It doesn't take anything away from me to love somebody. Even if I've never met you, to me it's about, I want to show up the way I want to be shown up to. How about that? So if I were stuck in a mindset of you're horrible or whatever it is I may see negative, if I show up like that to someone else, that's inviting that to me. I want to invite love. That's what this group is about. We're being ridiculously rawthentic. That means we're being rad and raw. And yes, you get to see some of our ups and our downs, because we're human. And sometimes we feel like life is kicking us in the pants. Right? What do we got here? Oops. How did Tom... you know what? It's funny. I get that question. How did Tom find you on Facebook? Was it in a group? You're going to have to ask Tom exactly where he found me, because all I know is it was Facebook.
My eyes are everywhere. Everywhere. And if I have a feeling like you like humor, if you like to laugh, if you like to play, if you need maybe a little help with something, if I think maybe you can inspire me or motivate me, I will ninja click friend request. And you play with me, if you interact with me, I'll send you a rad little message. Hey, do you want to do a Facebook Live takeover? And that's what I did with her. And Lana, more than anyone, I've played with hundreds of people, Facebook Live. And Lana just kept showing up. And we had a lot of fun doing the dual screen and the bubble bath meditation or in the kitchen. And she just kept showing up. And that's how we found each other a year, like 14 months ago. Huh?
Yeah. And we've talked about it several times in different videos, but here's what I'm going to tell you right now. First off, I know he didn't find me in a group from my videos. He probably saw me post something like as a comment, but I never shared any of my content to groups that I recall. So where exactly he found me is my curiosity still, but...
'Cause I'm a ninja! Yeah!
But I also see what he does behind the scenes, so I know... he does have his eyes and ears everywhere. And he went in deeper in the beginning than I knew to go. My thing has always been about just sharing where I'm at and just really sharing my wisdom of what my personal experiences have been, because
that's what I know. And, you know, the Kundalini and things like that. My past is like military, you know, I've done so much in my life, but that's what makes me who I am now, right? So what I show up as is just me, and just like Tom shows up just like him. And I am like wiping up all sorts of stuff. I have this thing, like if I touch sticky on a counter or something, I have to wipe it off. It drives me a little bit, like I know the ants will find it if I do.
Okay, so can we do the hummus review real quick so then I can let you play without interrupting you? But I really want to try the hummus. And it's starting to get hot in here, y'all. We have no air conditioning.
It's in the refrigerator.
We'll do both chips because we've had the hummus, but we've never had the chips, right?
All right, I need to cover the kombucha if we're gonna do all that.
Kombucha.
Kombucha.
Kombucha, your blenders.
Honey, it's on for a reason because I keep having to
I did that on
reheat it.
purpose. Yay! Late Joy Snacks, organic sea salt and lime. We've never played with these before.
Well, my sister bought them when we were on the trip, and we ate all of hers. Or someone ate all of hers, I think. Well, I'm not even going to disclose all of us, actually. Babufa-ton.
What's a good way to open these without exploding?
People like to ask us how old we are. Kelly, what are our ages? I don't mind. I'm going to turn 44 here in how many days? What are we on the 23rd? In
6 more days?
7 days, another week. My birthday's on a Tuesday this year, I believe. August 1st.
Excuse you.
You feed it. Am I feeding you? You feed.
I gave that to you. I don't need you to feed me. I gave you the chips first. I'm giving you dibs on the hummus first.
Well, I like
and
flat
the chips
chip
first. Oh.
because it makes a mess.
Oh.
When it's curled and you crunch it, it creates this whole crunch all over the place.
Are you serious? I never even thought about that.
Well,
so you always want a flat
have this
chip?
whole clean,
What do you do with these?
I actually break them in half before I do it.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun. It tastes kind of funny when you mix them with kombucha, by the way. So, gotta give you a little thumb action.
I'm gonna beat you.
Of course he is. I love the smell of the chip. Mmm. The chip, hands down. This is the lime one. Oh man, I'm gonna be on chips now.
I know, it only takes one, huh?
This is why I actually don't like to bring this stuff in the house.
We hardly ever do this, but when we do, we see a new product because it makes
Don't
you want
listen,
to keep...
the hardly ever has turned into a lot lately, so.
When?
It's been for months. It has not been hardly ever. It has been for months. Let's be real. We're being Rawthentic here. Uh-huh.
No, think about what you just said. We did it hardcore on the trip to Omaha. Since we've been back, that's the first bag of chips that we've had in here.
No, we had the puffs that you took out when we got home.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of forget some things. That's okay. That's what I'm here for. He remembers things I don't remember, and I remember things he doesn't remember. It's all good. That's how we keep the balance. Right, honey?
Mm-hmm.
I really like the lime on that a lot.
So this one's the regular, right?
You want me to cut it?
Yeah, probably better, huh?
This is easier when we get a uniform straight across.
This one's regular. Quinoa Cheetos. Gluten-free.
We like that. He pinky pops everywhere, so, you know, wherever the pinky
This is a thicker, this is a much thicker chip. Look at that.
Like to reach in.
Way thicker.
Yeah, I kind of like the other one.
And the thicker one means that it's probably more nutritious. Yeah, or it could be opposite.
I'll stick to simple digestion, a few ingredients, but... Oh, you're going to open wide. Here comes the airplane.
All right, which one do you like best?
They're both good. They really are both
So
good.
you want to keep eating them? I already like this one better.
I like the lighter.
Do you?
Only because for my body, I prefer lighter. I like a crispy, just that's why I like the Sietes. Because they're so light.
And those are the best chips ever, right?
Those and the other ones I found at Home Goods that time. Remember?
The Siete chips, the best deal you can get, the best we've ever seen, is 2 for $5.
Uh-huh.
They're smaller bags.
Whole Foods.
They're the healthiest, store-bought. There's no caca. There's no fake ingredients. The Sieta chips are the best packaged chips on planet Earth. Sometimes they can get up to $7 a bag.
Where'd we see that? I don't remember.
Best deal I've seen them is $2.50.
Whole Foods.
Super fried.
Whole Foods. So, well, that worked out. Crunch, 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 crunch. I prefer little chips too because they're easier to pop in your mouth. I like the limey flavor to these a lot. Even better with guacamole. I think we're gonna get another storm. I can feel it coming.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
We slept with all the well, not all the windows.
Hold on.
We had the front door, the back slider open, my bedroom window. The cool air was coming through so nice. And then that thunderstorm was like, boom! It sounded like a big giant just booming down the street and coming closer and closer and closer. Oh yeah! He likes to play with my height. I feel the lime more with the hummus than I do by itself. I think it's because of the lemon juice that's in the hummus. Tell me if you've tried this hummus. Have you tried this? It's the Costco sells it. I really like if I have to have a hummus, this is a really good one. The other one that I like is Oasis brand. Yeah, I'm all over the line. Now I'm hooked. Hi, Brandy. How are you, dear? This is what happens. You just start and you can't stop. Am I the only one who does that too? I would so love to invite one of y'all on here. Wouldn't that be rad? Anybody want to rap while I'm doing kombucha? I see some of you can come on, but I've yet to ever get anybody to come on the business page. Aww. Thomas, you were asking ages, but we're youthful. We're youthful in our minds. More than anything. My numbers don't reflect my age, that's for sure. Not my feeling. I love you too, honey. You're vibing and loving the purple. Oh, thank you, Brandy. I know, purple is like the bomb. This is that other chia quinoa chip. You are? Uh-oh. Isn't that interesting? Because I see you have a little camera. I wonder. I'll try. Well, we're going to try something new. Look at that. It says adding. No answer from the live video guest. Yep. What did you get for, did it show up? We're going to try this because, you know what? This is a great opportunity for us to do R&D. We call that research and development for those of you out there who don't know what that is. It doesn't give me the option now. Huh, that's rather interesting. You might have to get out and get back in.
Now I'm hooked on chips. This is what happens. And you know what? When you're going through different things, even if you don't realize it, what'll happen is sometimes you'll start reaching for food and say, oh, I have to have this food. And it's not even the food. It's something subconscious and unconscious of a memory that makes you reach for it. Comfort food is really about trying to comfort whatever emotions are coming up, even if you don't know what they are. Stuff is surface.
Okay, I want to show you a video that I made a year ago today. Ready for this? Here we go.
Make it big.
Oh, what's up, y'all? I'm out here playing, just having a great time, and I want to share something with y'all. Have you ever had your butt changed, where in between your butt cheeks start rubbing together, and a rash can start building, and it's not fun? Well, I remember back in the day in my golf years, you'd have to walk all the time, and you'd walk 18 holes, and if your booty was not clean, you know what I'm saying? You would get your butt cheeks rubbing together, and it was not a good turnout. So, this is just a booty hole reminder, is make sure you keep your booty clean at all times. It's not Manscaped Monday, you know what I'm saying? But it is Friday, and this tells me in this heat, my butt cheeks are rubbing together, I need to do a little bit of manscaping down there. And a little tip to the guys, when you do some manscaping, make sure you put some coconut oil up in there, and hit up that baby powder, right? And if you're really in an emergency, especially you fellas, make sure if you start feeling that chafing going on, you can go to the restroom, grab a bundle of toilet paper, throw it between those butt cheeks, y'all, and you will be safe. You'll have about another hour to go before, some fire will be up in your booty hole. So just a quick reminder, I love you all, and I'll see you soon. What? Boom! See why?
I'm just going to say this. His short clips in the beginning, those videos would crack me up. Those and his karaoke serenades, or I should say when the Tiggy videos would get me. Especially when they would randomly show up on my personal account. I get these little surprises like, where'd that come from? How am I going to stop eating these chips? Anybody get any suggestions? I've created a monster in here. It's a chip monster! Come si dice? Diciamo che questi sono I chips. Una cosa di italiano che è troppo buffo. Quando una persona dice sì.
Gisaba, Diba, the buffa to chip. Guarmozze.
Prego. Anyway, I would have my Italian friends, the funnest thing, talking about languages. When an Italian, and when you don't know a language and you switch over with an accent, it's so endearing. I have a very close friend, and we joked about how you could say to an Italian, okay, I need sheets for my bed, and not the kind of shit, and the words would get mixed up, so there'd be the pronunciation difference. And so they'd say, oh, I'm a sheet, which meant shit, not I need sheets or a sheet. Just little things like that. It's a translation. It's the matter of pronunciation. And same thing with Italian. I remember saying there was a word, and I used to mix it up. And I remember saying, oh, that's what it was. Perché sei così stronzo? I said to my friend, the same friend, right? And he goes, oh, I'm a sheet, huh? Because here's where one letter could change the meaning in a second. What I was trying to remember to say was, perché sei così strano? Why are you so strange? Strano means strange. Stronzo means shit. And I said, perché sei così stronzo? And everybody started laughing because I don't even know how I twisted the word into the other one. Didn't realize what I said until after he said, oh, I'm a sheet, huh? And I was like, oh, I was mortified. And then in the end, it was like, I meant to say strano. I'm sorry. And everybody just laughed. And it was it was even funnier because he was the joker of our group of friends. And so the fact that I said that almost played into the group, just the friendship and the funniness. So it wasn't anything derogatory. It was just among friends anyway, but it was funny. That was when I was in the Air Force Station in Belgium, working for NATO. And the Italian community basically took me in. There were no women in the Italian Air Force at that time, the Italian military, when I was stationed there. And we were in a small radar site in a cornfield in Glon, Belgium. We were what would be called a remote site. So our support sites, our support bases were further away. SHAPE and NATO and all that were actually, I think, 45 minutes to an hour and a half away, something like that. We're talking back roads. This wasn't like easy access. You had to know where you were going. And every time I drive there, I'd get a little bit like, oh yeah, there's the turn. We didn't have GPS back then either. You just had to know to turn to the cornfield. So funny. Do we have any military veterans in the house? Gosh knows. So many memories. Okay, I'm going to put the hummus in the fridge now. I'm making an attempt to stop. I mean, look at this. Look at how much we just tore up. That's a lot. Alrighty then. Let's move back to the kombucha. Because that's what I really need to get down. Something happened to the video screen? I don't know. Looks good to me. So again, every time that it separates, I have to reset.
Hold on, I have to show something. Look at this. Should we get that for Buddy? I think it's big
Oh
enough.
my goodness.
Look at this. We can get this for Buddy. And we can pull him with our bike. Do you need me to wrap this up?
Oh, I'll be continuing after that, but yes.
What do you mean?
Something on your nose.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll still be doing kombucha. Then I'm not going to finish this.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Because I want to go on a bike ride with you.
Oh, this
Maybe
is
say
gonna
goodbye
take
because
me-
there's no one really here. Everybody's gone.
That's
We
cool.
lost it, I think.
Somebody said something about the screen, so that made me
Oh.
wonder.
All right, let's do a little spin boom. That's weird. I don't think I've ever seen it like that and it would drop off.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us.
We love you.
Keep it raw.
Stay
Stay
raw.
rad. What? Boom!
What?
What?